Ron Harris here from MuscularDevelopment.com. Coverage of the 2020 Olympia weekend brought to you by High-Tech Pharmaceuticals. Standing here with class physique competitor Wesley Vissers from the Netherlands. Am I right? Yeah.
That's right.
Also called, it goes by Holland, we used to call it when I was a kid.
Yeah, Holland is two provinces in the Netherlands are called Northern and Southern Holland, but it's actually called the Netherlands as a total.
So you were kind of quiet. I didn't hear a lot from you, competitive-wise, but then you just popped up at the Romania show. Was that 2 weeks ago now?
No, that was actually last year.
Oh, you won last year.
Yeah.
No wonder I forgot all about it. Okay, I'm excused. So you qualified for the Olympia at the post-show Romania last year.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've had over a full year to prepare for this, really.
That's true. It was originally not a full year because in September the Olympia was supposed to happen. So I actually did start my prep for that original date for like 2 to 3 weeks. And then they were like, okay, we're going to announce that it's going to be in December. So I had a full year, if you look at it in totality. But in fact, I did start the prep a bit early and then just maintain that conditioning and then start the official prep like 18 weeks out.
Some people who are in the similar situation where their prep got started, they said it helped them out. They feel like it gave them an advantage. They were able to add more lean muscle tissue. Do you feel it helped you the way the dates actually kept changing?
Yeah, it actually really did help because it allowed me to get leaner quicker and then just maintain that leanness until the official prep time started again. So the second prep was easier to begin because you already had a leaner level, so you didn't have to go as deep right away.
What kind of feedback did you get after your win last year as far as what they'd like to see improved on you that you obviously must have improved on since then?
Well, before Romania, it was always a conditioning. That the conditioning is my #1 critique. That's because the Olympia in 2018, I didn't show conditioning that I'm capable of. So since then, people kept saying, oh, you don't come in condition enough to showcase what you have as a physique. So, and of course, the secondary thing they critique me on is the legs. And since Romania, the legs have improved a lot and the conditioning as well. And I have to say, the more conditioned I am, the bigger everything is gonna look. And also the protocol for this peak week has been a little different as well. I learned a lot. I'm my own coach this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I learned a lot throughout the years and I know exactly how my body works. So I think we're gonna present the best package ever.
Yeah. Now, what is your height and weight? You look incredibly tall.
Well, I'm tall now for some reason. It's the morning, so normally I weigh in and do my height in the evening at least 6, 7, or 8 p.m. But now it was around 10, 11 a.m. And now I was 6'3" actually here, which I think normally my weight limit is 247 pounds because I'm at the 6'2" cutoff mark, in between 6'2" and 6'3". But above 6'3", you're, I think, allowed to weigh 5 pounds more. So I weighed in at 244.5 here. But I'm then now allowed to officially weigh 252, I think. So if I could always be 6'3", that would be amazing.
I've had this discussion with classic guys before. Your height, once you're an adult, really shouldn't change that much. If anything, you get a little shorter.
Yeah.
You're not getting taller as the years go.
No.
You're 27. I think you're done growing.
Yeah.
It just seems odd that your height is normally measured at 6'2.5" or so.
Yeah. Officially in the Netherlands, on my passport, I'm 6'3".
Okay.
Because I was measured in the morning. But it depends on when they measure your height during the day. So if they would standardize the measurement in the morning, that would be awesome for me.
Now, what you guys don't know is, in his country, he's not tall. This is a fact. You can look it up on Wikipedia, which is always right. You have the tallest average male height in the world of any country.
Yeah,
that's true. So I think it's like 6'1 3/4".
Yeah, it's I think 185 centimeters for males, and I'm officially 4 to 5 centimeters taller than that, so not that much taller. So if I walk around in the city, a lot more people are taller than me than here, for example.
I'm curious how the quarantine, were gyms shut down? Did you have a private gym? What were you doing during quarantine to train?
Well, my girlfriend has her own gym, which I invest to as well. So I put a lot of bodybuilding machines and equipment in there. So I was basically able to train the entire time in a private facility, basically, because I could just go whenever I want because no one else is there. But that's how I've always been training because it is a personal gym. You can just go and no one is there. It's 24/7 open for me. So for me, nothing really changed in terms of training, so that for me was an advantage.
Yeah. Now, you are one of those guys who has tremendous fan base, and you work hard. You're on the social media with the YouTube and everything. What's your YouTube channel? Is this your name?
Vintage Genetics.
Vintage genetics,
Yeah.
just like he's got his own clothing line. You know, you're hustling. You know, you're a good example of the new model. In the old days, these bodybuilders, they sat home and Muscle Tech would give them $250,000 a year to play video games or whatever. But you know, you guys have to hustle these days. You have to really make your own money, and you're a great example for these other young guys who want to make a career out of the sport, because you're not only a champion athlete, you're a businessman, and you're building a little empire slowly but surely. Any advice for the guys out there who they want to make a career in this like you? They look up to you, and they hope someday to follow in your footsteps, at least to some degree.
Well, the first thing you have to do is build some kind of physique first to be an example to people, so people actually are inclined to listen to what you have to say. That's the first thing I did. So after like 10 years of training already, because I simply love bodybuilding, I started a YouTube channel and simply told people, okay, this is how I achieved my physique. And then depending on the feedback in the comments, you change your tone of voice, you change the kind of things they want to hear. And eventually you know exactly, okay, this is what my audience wants to see from me. This is what they like. For example, I do a lot of things with my voice, for example, and they like that a lot. So the moment I noticed that, I started to do those things as well, and then it starts to grow. You have to listen to the audience, and when you do what they want, that's when they start to support you. And that's when you get a synergetic effect, because I do the videos for free, but eventually you do get a return because you can show your clothing on there when you get popular enough. People care enough about you to actually purchase the clothing, not only because the clothing is nice, but also because they can then support you in some way. So it takes a long time, but the first thing, and as a bodybuilder, you have to do is build the body. And then you can build upon that, yeah.
Yeah, we do see a lot of guys who are sort of jumping ahead there, trying to get all this stuff going before they even look like anybody different, anybody else in the gym. They look like everybody else in the gym.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the voice, man, it's definitely a strong point for you, because if you had like a squeaky voice, it just wouldn't match, and people would be like, but yeah, you got that deep rumbling. It sounds like you're faking it, but that's your actual voice. This is not a sound effect, guys. We're not altering his voice. Man, so you have been up here before, once before as a Class Physique Olympia.
Yeah.
This is going to be a different experience. We definitely think so. You know, are you looking forward to really shocking people? Because I think what happens with these post-Olympia shows, when you qualify so far ahead of time, is people sort of start to forget that you're even in the show.
Yeah.
And then they see you on the list like, oh, who's that? They know who you are, but like, how the hell did he qualify? I didn't see him in anything this year.
Actually happened. A lot of people said, how did he qualify? What did he do? And I like that, because I like the underdog role going into the show. I like to be more quiet, but at the same time I do realize with social media and the business attached to it, if you don't show anything, you're not going to make anything either. So as the show came closer, I had to show my progress, my physique, and how I obtained that change in physique compared to last time. So you know, now people are starting to notice, oh, he's actually looking pretty good, and he might actually crack top 10, top 6 maybe, which is my ultimate goal. So you know, that's really what I want to do here. Is it's a different venue, but I have to say, I love America, and I've never been to Orlando before. And being here for the first time just is a brand new experience, and it's just an awesome, to me, this is what in the culture of America truly is, like the malls and the restaurants and
Mickey Mouse.
and like the amusement park in the middle of the city, for example. Like in the Netherlands, we don't see those things. So when I get here, it's like a brand new experience. Las Vegas was extreme, of course, but at the same time, like this to me is also an extreme, but in a different way. So I really love it here.
Are you going to have time to see anything like SeaWorld or Disney or Universal?
No, because we've already been so long gone from the Netherlands. Like we will be gone for at least 3 weeks in total. So
right?
yeah, so I miss the family. So the moment we done the contest, we'll be here for 1.5 more days. Then we're going to leave home for Christmas.
Last question for you. Last year's Olympia was sort of a changing of the guard. We saw Breon lose to Chris Bumstead, and a lot of people thought that was a representation that the standards are changing. They were going for a different look. Taller, wider, more of a classic look, harkening back to maybe Arnold.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, who would, other than Bumstead, who is probably going to do better because of that, if that's true, if that's what they're looking for?
Yeah.
And I thought that Wesley Vissers guy, I think that would really be to his advantage. Did that go through your head at all?
Yeah, for sure, because when Breon was the champion, I was like, his physique is so different from mine. What can I possibly bring to sway the judges to say, well, I'm the one who's supposed to be up there? So because it was so different, I was like, okay, the only thing I can do is my best, and we'll see where I land. But now that Chris is the winner, his physique looks a lot more like mine, at least more similarities compared to Brian, which puts me in a higher position and higher chance to land in the top spot. Because if we are more similar than not, why would I then be outside of the top 10 if I tick every box? So to me, that's an advantage.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I know you got some resting and some eating to do before you hit the stage.
For sure.
Wishing you the best of luck. I know you got a great support group out there all around the world. Wishing you the best, and I wish you the best. I think you got a hell of a physique. I'm looking forward to seeing you in better condition. I don't think top 6 is out of the question at all, based on what I know you look like. So we'll see how it goes, guys.
All right.
That's it. That's Wesley Vissers. You'll see him on stage Saturday for Classic Physique at the Olympia. Ron Harris here for Muscular Development. Coverage brought to you by High Tech. Stay with us. Thanks.